Guys, what is going on? Welcome to my live review and breakdown for Extreme Rules 2017. I want to say thank you all for tuning into this live review, and feel free to leave your comments down below in the live chat for what you thought of Extreme Rules tonight. And we're going to break down everything that took place on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which emanated live from Baltimore, Maryland. We certainly have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, so for coming on in, like I said, feel free to use the live chat and let me know what you thought of Extreme Rules tonight. Overall, I felt like tonight it was really a mixed bag when it came to this pay-per-view. On paper, I wasn't really looking forward to too much on this pay-per-view outside of really the Steel Cage match, which I thought delivered, and the Fatal 5-Way match, which I thought was easily the best match of the night. Everything else, like I said, it was just kind of there for me. But I did like what happened as a result of the Fatal 5-Way match, and we will, of course, talk about that. We have our new number one contender, Samoa Joe. He's going to be challenging Brock Lesnar, and just got finished watching Raw Talk, and he just laid it all out on the line. I love the intensity from Samoa Joe, and I cannot wait. Even though I hate the name, Great Balls of Fire, I cannot wait until that day. Was July 9th when Samoa Joe goes one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. That's going to be two titans, two powerhouses, two just badass mofos that just do not give a damn. And they're going to collide, and it's going to be really, really good. So, yeah, guys, We'll start from the bottom here with this review. We'll start with the pre-show, and we will then work our way to the top. I didn't watch the pre-show, but we did have a pre-show match. It was Kalisto versus Apollo Crews. Kalisto looks like he got the win here using the distraction. Apollo Crews was distracted with Titus O'Neil at ringside, and Kalisto got the Salino del Sol and got the win. So I heard it was a good match, but it's pre-show, so I don't really have too much to say about that. Generally, I do not watch the pre-shows. So yeah, let's get into the main card itself. Let's talk about the Intercontinental Championship match here. Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. I thought it was a good match, but the stipulation the stipulation was if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he loses the Intercontinental Championship. I did not like that stipulation. I felt it kind of hurted the match, and a stipulation that I really would have preferred more so would have been a just no disqualification match. I mean, that way you could have used the weapons, played up into the fact. You knew they were probably going to do something with Maryse getting involved, and she did get involved at the end of this match. But some good, back and forth action here between Dean Ambrose and The Miz. I was actually really kind of rooting for The Miz here to win that championship because, let's face it, I like Dean Ambrose, but I just felt like his run as Intercontinental Champion, just wasn't really doing anything for me. He was just kind of there as champion. I think The Miz can do so much more as that arrogant prick heel champion. But like I said, towards the end of the match, the referee, he got Ambrose crashed into the referee as The Miz sidestepped him. Looked like, he was threatening to call for the DQ. Miz exposed the turnbuckle. Looked like, was trying to get Ambrose disqualified. So throughout the match, The Miz was trying his best to get Dean Ambrose disqualified. Eventually, as Miz realized that he might lose this bout, Maryse came up on the ring apron and slapped him in the face. Ref threatened to call for the DQ again here, but the ref threw out Maryse instead. And then, like I said, Ambrose, was it intentional or was it unintentional? He rammed himself into the official as Miz threw him into the referee. Looked like the ref was going to call for the DQ there. However, with the distraction, Miz was able to capitalize, hits the skull-crushing finale, and for the 7th time, he's coming close to breaking Chris Jericho's record as a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. The Miz is once again the Intercontinental Champion, and I think that is the best thing moving forward. Like I said, Dean Ambrose just wasn't really doing anything for the Intercontinental Championship, but I feel you put the belt back on The Miz, you build him up as, just that arrogant prick heel champion that he plays so well. He's got the beautiful wife. He's a movie star and what have you. He's the Miz. And I think he can do great things for the Intercontinental Champion as a second champion on Raw. And really, when Lesnar ain't around, he could be your top, champion. Let's face it, until Lesnar comes back, the Intercontinental Champion kind of is the top championship on Raw anyways. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with The Miz and his Intercontinental Championship reign. We'll see what they do tomorrow night on Raw. But like I said, I thought the match was good, but I felt like the stipulation... I felt like that was a running theme tonight on this show. I felt that the stipulation with Ambrose getting disqualified, I felt like the match would have flowed a lot better if it was just simply a no disqualification match. The Miz, like I said, once again, is a 7-time Intercontinental Champion. Let's talk about this mixed tag match. Decent match between Alicia Fox and Noam Dar versus Sasha Banks and Rich Swann. Some decent action between Noam Dar and Rich Swann. Eventually, Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox begin to brawl amongst each other, and they fall out to the outside. It looked like Sasha Banks was going to go for the double foot stomp off the top rope onto Alicia Fox, but Noam Dar sacrificed himself. He got taken out by the double foot stomp and rolled back into the ring. Rich Swann followed it up with the Phoenix Splash to pick up the win, and a rare win for a babyface in his hometown. Very rare to see that happen. I thought for sure, as soon as I heard it's Rich Swann in his hometown of it, Baltimore, Maryland, I'm like, he's going to lose. Him and Sasha Banks are going to lose. Because ask Sasha Banks. She lost in her hometown at Hell in a Cell, Boston, Massachusetts. So, like I said, I thought it was a fine match, decent tag match. Nothing really too much to say here. I did like the double knees from Sasha Banks off the top rope onto Noam Dar, excuse me. That would make no sense. So, yeah, not really too much else to say about this match. Based on what happened in the next match, the Women's Championship match, I would like to see a program between Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. I just think there's something between those two. You could really build off an intense personal feud, and I feel like it could have the potential to connect more so with the crowd than this Bayley-Alexa Bliss feud, which we're going to talk about next. A match that I was underwhelmed with this match. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. But before we talk about that, we have the Drifter, my fellow Yinzer, Elias Sampson from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He had a song to play tonight, and he pretty much took a shit on the city of Baltimore, and he called them trash, and he's going to sing through his song completely uninterrupted. He sang a song, and yeah, that was it. I was like, oh, okay, Elias Sampson's showing up on this show. Kind of random. Like I said, all he did was sing a song. He got some nice heat for it. I'm interested to see what they do with him next, the Drifter. Like I said, I like the way that they've been using him so far, kind of drifting in and out on Raw. Let's face it, a lot of us do drift in and out of Raw. Who could blame us? Especially how bad it's been the last couple weeks. But yeah, we'll see what they do with Elias Sampson. Perhaps a feud with Dean Ambrose? We will have to see. Let's talk about this Women's Championship match. An odd Women's Championship match. This match only went 2 minutes and 47 seconds. That was the first thing that struck me as odd. I was like, whoa, that really was over in the blink of an eye. Like, okay. I don't know if Bayley got hurt or something, had to be changed on the fly. It was just very weird to me just to see the match kind of end like that. I mean, Alexa Bliss got the kendo stick, unloaded a Marc-Andre flurry of shots. The kendo stick hits the DDT for the win, and that was it. It was just like, wow, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I don't know if that was the plan. Because to me, it really made Bayley look even worse. Because let's face it, the booking for Bayley has been really, really bad. I don't care. And I should care. Because I cared about Bayley all throughout her run in NXT. They established her as this lovable underdog. Somebody just so easily you want to get behind and cheer. And then when she comes up to the main roster, just with bad booking decision after bad booking decision, that This Is Your Life segment, which I heard was god-awful. Thank goodness I did not waste my time watching this. watching that last Monday on Raw. I heard about the horrors of it. And Gene will be joining us very shortly for this live review. So we will be getting him on here with his thoughts. And we'll talk to him about the Women's Championship match. But as I was saying here, just a weird match. Like I said, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Like I said, was there an injury with Bayley? Perhaps. I don't know. But Alexa Bliss retains, which I'm perfectly fine with, but I'm really worried for Bayley here. Like I said, her booking has been awful. It really has. This Is Your Life segment did not help her. You heard some boos tonight. And again, sucks to hear that because Bayley is just somebody that should be so easy to book, and yet they make it so complicated. They make her out to look like a complete idiot, a stupid idiot, mind you. And I don't know where you go next here with Bayley, but it does worry me. It does worry me. So we'll see where they go next with Bayley. We'll see where they go next with Alexa Bliss. But I did predict that Alexa Bliss would retain her Raw Women's Championship. I just didn't expect it in such a quick manner. That is what surprised me here. So yeah, we'll move on here and talk about my second favorite match of the night here. Steel cage match. The Hardy Boyz versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Solid steel cage match. Good steel cage match. But the one thing that really confused me about the steel cage match were the rules. Okay, Jeff Hardy, he's out, and then he comes back in, and then it's like, what the heck's going on here? I'm kind of confused. So then Matt's got to get out, and then it's like Jeff reinserts himself back in. I mean, I love seeing Jeff Hardy hit Whisper in the Wind off the top of the steel cage, don't get me wrong. But it was like the rules for this thing. The rules. Do we have rules for these matches? Or you just I know you have that rule book that you put out, which we all know is a crock of shit, because we know Vince just makes these rules up as he's sitting on the toilet. But that's what hurt the match for me. Just a little bit. It was just I was confused. It's like when I'm watching the Stanley Cup Finals. It's like, are they going to call that penalty? It's the same mindset. Oh, they're not going to call that penalty. Okay, I have no idea what the heck's going on here. But I think Sheamus and Cesaro, they have really good chemistry with one another. These two teams work really well with one another. Except this was a hard-hitting, physical match. Some nice teetering on the top of the steel cage, teasing, if Jeff Hardy was going to get out, or Matt Hardy trying to escape Sheamus and Cesaro. But second best match of the night for me, and was really surprised to see Sheamus and Cesaro walk out as your new Raw Tag Team Champions. Two-time Raw Tag Team Champions. Perhaps this signals that the Hardy Boyz are going to become broken. I mean, that's what I assume was going to happen when they lose those Raw Tag Team Championships. That's what would cause Matt to go into this broken state. And it would make sense, But we'll see where they go with the Hardys, like I said. But out of all the matches on this show, this is my second favorite match of the night. Like I said, just a really good, solid steel cage match, which there was another nice spot in this match when Sheamus hit a super wide noise off the top rope onto Matt Hardy. So that was a nice spot there. Like I said, Sheamus and Cesaro, they come climbing down the steel cage. The Hardy Boyz were not able to get out of the door in time, and we have new Raw Tag Team Champions. So we also got the Revival coming back. Look forward to them getting back into the mix here. I have to see where they're going with Enzo and Cass. So at least to me, the Raw Tag Team division is still somewhat interesting. It's one of the few lone spots on Raw that I am intrigued about. So like I said, really good match here. We will talk about now the Cruiserweight Championship match, the submission match between Neville and Austin Aries. Honestly, didn't really think too much about this match. I thought it was okay. Like I said, I would have rather seen perhaps a ladder match stipulation instead of a submission match. I mean, it's the Cruiserweights, and I don't know. I just felt like the crowd really wasn't paying too much attention to it. I know these guys were going out there and busting their ass, but to me, I just felt like the match was there. You know, I paid attention to it, and then I kind of didn't. I just feel like this whole, outside of Neville being Cruiserweight champion, it's just, there's nothing really going on with this Cruiserweight division. There really ain't. You have the talent, but the matches are just kind of there. It's the same people over and over again, and like I said, Neville's really the only one that's benefited from this. Austin Aries now lost 3 times the Neville, and I did like how the finish of this match did come about when Aries threw the discus 5-arm on the apron, but Neville got caught with the discus 5-arm. He had to escape to the outside. Therefore, Austin Aries tried for a suicide dive, but he crashed and burned. Neville rolled him back into the ring and connected with the red arrow onto the back. I really like that spot of the red arrow connecting onto the back of Austin Aries, and Neville locks in the rings of Saturn, and Austin Aries has no chance and no choice but to tap out. So Neville, still your Cruiserweight champion. That is the one nice thing about the Cruiserweight division. They have built Neville up nicely as the king of the Cruiserweights, so hopefully whoever does beat Neville will get a rub. We'll get a nice rub, whether that is perhaps Cedric Alexander or perhaps Akira Tozawa. And we have Gene joining me. And Gene, thanks for joining me for this review. We are talking about the Cruiserweight Championship match. What did you feel about the Cruiserweight Championship match tonight on this show, Extreme Rules?
I thought it was the second best match of the night, to be honest. It was really good, technically sound match. I mean, the submission rule, I mean, I guess it kind of ties into the story they've been telling over the past few weeks and months or whatever. I did think Aries was going to go over here, but he winded up not going over, and it surprised me. Like, I thought he was really going to get the title tonight, but I guess they're going to keep it on Neville. But I really did enjoy this match. It was pretty good.
That's good. I don't know if it's just the way the Cruiserweight division's going. I couldn't get into the match. Maybe it's just because I was tired. I don't know. And the crowd, to me, just didn't seem like they cared at all, which is a shame because maybe that would have helped my interest in this match. But I'm glad you enjoyed the match. I don't know where they go next with Austin Aries. I don't know if you have any ideas.
I really don't. Like you said, this Cruiserweight division is just all over the place.
It's a mess.
It's a mess, and I kind of don't know what they're going to do next. This was, I mean, like I said, for this pay-per-view, my review, I only really cared for 2 matches. This was one of them, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of hard to care for the Cruiserweights when they don't really exactly book them the correct way.
They don't.
It kind of felt like an episode of Raw, to be honest.
It did, again, and it feels like a waste of time for the most part.
It felt like a decent episode of Raw, but it was still bad because Raw has been so terrible, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Like, if this was Raw, you're right. It would be good to decent, but this is a pay-per-view. We expect more, and I really did expect more. It's just like outside of the – I really like the Steel Cage match and the Fatal 5-Way, which we're going to discuss next. So for me, at least I had those 2 matches to enjoy. But everything else outside for me, like I said, just didn't do it for me tonight.
And that was about the Alexa Bliss and Bayley match. What the hell was that, man? What was that?
It was a mess. It was a big mess. It was 2 minutes and 47 seconds. That's how long that match went. Yep. Just let that sink in. I don't know if you want to add your thoughts to what I said. I mean, I think I said enough, but it's just
that was terrible. Like, you're saying maybe Bayley got hurt or something?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. I said it was like a squash match. That's what it felt like.
If that's what they intended, then it's like, really? Then you're killing Bayley.
Why even give her a title match right now? Man,
right.
If you're going to do that.
If that was the plan, I would have rather them done Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss on this pay-per-view in a singles match. You know?
It's funny. Even though I didn't care for the mixed tag match, I enjoyed that part of the women's whatever better than this Bayley and Alexa Bliss match. And then the match ended so abruptly. I'm like, wait, it's over? That's it?
That was it.
And then it was like 2 minutes into the match, or like a minute into the match, the kendo stick was off the pole. I'm like, did you really need to put a pole there for 2 minutes? 2 minutes, got the damn kendo stick down, and Bayley even get a hit in with the kendo stick. What was that about?
The stipulation, this match didn't need the stipulation. You could have done a women's Extreme Rules match. There you go. Now you got my interest, you know? Instead of this I had a feel, as soon as I heard that stipulation, as soon as they announced it, I was worried it was going to hurt this match. And it did. It didn't add anything. It took away from the match. It didn't really make Alexa look like this vicious bitch, you know? If anything, it just made her look dominant, and it made Bayley, the babyface, look weak and pathetic. So good job.
Pretty much. Some of these stipulations were stupid. Like, they really were.
They were. It just, to me, this pay-per-view did not merit the Extreme Rules title. Nothing really outside of a couple spots on this show, like Jeff Hardy diving off the cage. Or what else? We'll talk about in the Fatal 5-Way. There were some nice spots in that match. Really good match. Match of the night. We'll break that down.
Even with the steel cage and Jeff Hardy jumping off of it, it took away from it because I got confused. They were like, oh, Jeff's back in the cage. Now he has to re-exit. I'm like, what? When did that become a rule? Why did you guys not explain this beforehand? Like, oh, well, in case one of the team members leaves the cage and they decide to come back in to help their partner, they may not want to do that so much because they could have just said that on commentary easy, and we would have been like, oh, okay, cool. So if he comes back in, he has to get back out. They didn't say that.
You're right, because this company does not know how to use logic. They just make this shit up on the fly.
Oh, my goodness, man.
And it makes us as viewers confused. Like, we're trying to get into these matches, but when we don't know what's going on, it can take you out of the match. And for the cage match, it took me a little bit out of it. But didn't ruin it for me, but it did take me out of it a little bit. All right, let's talk about the match of the night. The whole reason that I cared about this show at all was for this Fatal 5-Way Extreme Rules elimination match. Finn Bálor versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Easily the match of the night for me. I really thought Finn Bálor shined very nicely in this match. I loved just seeing him with all of his energy and just enthusiasm and just with his vicious stomps. I love seeing him just stomp away at people. I thought that was awesome. And him just flying around ringside. I also thought Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt, their pairing in this match, I thought that was a nice subplot that they told and something that you could revisit. A Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt feud. Yeah. I'd be all for that, you know?
Yeah, you could, I mean, I didn't even think of it that way. I thought it was stupid at first, but now that you say that kind of, you know, they can kind of build off of that.
They could if they're in the future. If they're smart. If they're smart.
Well, this is Raw.
It is. So we'll have to see. Like I said, Roman Reigns hitting the spear onto, I believe it was Finn Bálor, Samoa Joe through the barricade. That was a nice spot. Seth Rollins hitting the frog splash onto who did he hit the frog splash
Bray
on?
Wyatt.
Thank you, Bray Wyatt. That was a really nice spot there. So that led to Chaos Carnage. I thought Rollins and Reigns had a nice sequence in the ring, some good back and forth. They just have Rollins and Reigns, they have really good chemistry against one another. So it was nice seeing them go at it again. And I was really shocked to see Samoa Joe lock in the Coquina Clutch on Finn Bálor, nonetheless, because I picked Finn, as you can see, Bálor Club, to win this match. But Samoa Joe, the Destroyer, beats Finn Bálor and is going to that July pay-per-view to face the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Wow.
I was really surprised when Joe won.
Man, I thought it was a really good match. Match of the night easily. Gene, what were your thoughts on this match and Samoa Joe winning to face Lesnar next month?
Easily match of the night, for real. Like, there's no question. There's nothing that even comes close. The match was just incredible. The storytelling all throughout. Now that you even mentioned, you know, the Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe thing, it made me kind of feel a different way about it now because they could revisit that in the future. They told a little story there. The spots were crazy. Seth jumping with the frog splash, Roman with that spear out of nowhere onto Finn and Bray Wyatt, I think. Or no, it was Samoa Joe by the barricade when he killed them. I thought Reigns was gonna win. Like, that was my pick, even though I know they're gonna do him and Brock later on. I don't know. I just, for some reason, thought WWE was just going to do this match now. I don't know why, because they're stupid sometimes. Samoa Joe winning, complete surprise, but he was my dark horse pick, if I guess you could say that. I didn't expect him to win at all, but I just wanted him to win, so it kind of worked out for the best.
Sure.
So I was kind of happy that he pulled it out. And the fact that Finn didn't tap, he passed out. That was a key factor there. He did not tap out. He passed out.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Exactly.
Yeah, it helped him, and it helped Samoa Joe as the destroyer.
You're right, because, it shows that Finn, he didn't tap, so he didn't look weak, but, so you can continue on with that little subplot there, that little, kernel that you left there for the storyline. And like you said, Samoa Joe, he just looks like a freaking beast coming out of nowhere, locking in that coquina clutch and making Bálor pass out. So thank you for bringing that up. I can't wait for Joe and Brock Lesnar. I feel like it's a little too soon, but I'm still happy. I'm not going to complain that we're getting this match at that July pay-per-view. I just hope we get a match and not a Brock Lesnar squash. That would be my only concern,
If they have Brock Lesnar squash Samoa Joe, I might just throw my TV out the window. Please, these guys can actually go at it.
They
Tell
can.
Brock to get his lazy ass out his farm, or wherever the hell he is, and put on a good match with Samoa Joe. Damn it.
They could have a match of the year. I know they could have a match of the year if they really want to go all out. I know it.
I haven't been excited for a Brock Lesnar match in a long time.
I can't tell you the last Brock Lesnar match I was this excited for.
Probably 2015 Royal Rumble. Was that when he, Cena, and Seth went at it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably the last one. I didn't care for him and Dean at WrestleMania.
No, that was garbage.
31 or 32? Yeah,
32.
Didn't care about that. I haven't cared about him and Goldberg. I didn't really care about none of those matches. I mean, the WrestleMania match surprised me, and even the Survivor Series when Goldberg won in like 30 seconds, I was like, what the hell? But I don't know. Like, I don't really care for Brock that much. He's not what he used to be. Him back in like 2003 or whatever.
He was incredible.
Dude, remember Zach Gowen? He like took his leg and beat him with it. Like, that's the Brock I like. I don't see that Brock no more. I just see suplex. Like, it gets old after what, 4 or 5 years? It gets old.
It has run its course. So hopefully we just get a balls to the walls, just vicious. I want to see these two fight each other. I want to see these two, rip each other's arms and legs off and beat each other with them. Yeah. I just want to see an all-out war. The war to settle the score.
This gonna make Samoa Joe look weak here. We're
Please
trying to do him as the destroyer.
He can lose and still look good.
Yeah, he can lose and still look good, but
just
make him look good. That's it.
Yeah. That should be the whole point. Even if he doesn't win, which I don't think he's going to win, just have a good showing, just have a really good match. And I think these two can. Yeah. I know they can. I do know they can, but we'll have to see how that plays out on July 9th. But, yeah, other than that, we're at the end of this review. So I know you joined us late, Gene, but it's time for us to give us our grades for this show. And I was thinking long and hard, going back and forth between a C and a C minus. I'm going on the low end, almost close to a D range, but I'll go with a C minus just because I enjoyed the steel cage match and the fatal 5-way. If it wasn't for those two matches, this show would have been easily skipped. I mean, it's still a skippable show, I feel. Just watch those two matches for me, and you'll be good. But that's my grade for this show, C minus. What grade are you giving Extreme Rules 2017?
I'm harsh. I'm just gonna give it a D plus.
Okay.
Like you said, like the cage match, the Neville and Aries match, that was pretty good, and of course the fatal 5-way kind of saved it from being just completely terrible. But it was still a horrible show to watch. We were talking in the DMs. We were just like, "What the hell are we watching?"
I was so bored.
Yeah, we were bored.
Really bored.
It was ridiculous, man. Oh my goodness, I just don't understand all this talent, and then it's just like, yeah, here's the show we're gonna give you.
Here's the shits.
We have all the talent in the world, but we're not gonna give you a ton of good matches.
We're gonna give you great balls of fire.
Great balls of fire.
I can't wait.
Did you see the announcers laughing when they were talking about? They could not hold this.
It's so bad. This product is so bad. It's amazing. Can't wait for that show.
Then we get Raw tomorrow. You already know how that's going to be.
Well, you know what I'm watching tomorrow? Stanley Cup Final Game 4. So Raw, you've already been deleted.
Yeah, let's not talk about the NBA Finals because my Cavs are being deleted right now.
They're deleted. Now the final deletion.
Rendering them as obsolete.
So, as you can tell, we're more invested in our finals than we are in the WWE product right now. But that's okay. It's this time of year. Eventually, hopefully, things pick up this month. They better. I mean, I expect them to pick up heading into SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You know, come on. You have all this talent. Freaking put on some good shows. And if you're not going to, then why even bother having a weekly show if you're not going to try?
Exactly.
Seriously. What's the point? You know, and your ratings continue to go down. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Raw can get more terrible than it was last week. And now that I'm saying that, they're going to make it more terrible than it was last week. I just don't get it. Like, how? Oh, and then, did you see the logo for Great Balls of Fire? It's literally 2 balls of fire.
That's great.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be a road to the Great Balls of Fire that we'll never forget.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to be amazing.
Great Balls of Fire.
Can't wait to have that name shoved down my throat for like how many weeks now? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks on Raw. 5 weeks. Oh, my God. You're going to hear this for the next 5 weeks. Get ready, folks.
At least we got Money in the Bank coming.
Now, that's a show I'm really looking forward to. I will be back just in time for my vacation, which starts the 10th, but I come back on the 18th, so I will be back just in time. Might be doing a live review. Not sure, but we'll have to see. But, yeah, that's a show that I think will be really, really good, just from what we already got announced. So SmackDown is still doing good. Raw is raw.
Not so much. It's funny, though, because I was watching SmackDown, and I'm just like, SmackDown feels more like a go-home show than Raw did. And Raw actually has a pay-per-view.
Sure. I mean, I don't get it. I can't tell you the last time there was a good go-home Raw. I mean, that's a trivia question right there. Tell me the last good go-home episode of Monday Night Raw. I can't tell you.
It's probably been years.
Years? Oh, Jesus.
I remember Mania 31. That go-home show where they were arguing with the title.
Yep.
My goodness, that was terrible.
It's just they don't care. I just don't get it. Well, they better start caring because less and less people are watching Raw, really, and the product as a whole. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to have to do to make changes, but it would be nice for them to do something different. Please.
And I haven't done a Raw review in weeks.
I have no need to do a Raw review because I just feel like there's nothing to talk about. And it would just be me ranting and raving, and I don't like to come up here and do that.
I've buried Raw so many times. It's just like, what's the point now? I'm going to try to do one tomorrow, but...
Good luck. I wish you good luck.
I wish your Penguins good luck.
Thank you. We'll be fine. We're gonna win tomorrow. We're gonna win big. We're coming back, and we're gonna win in 5. Like I said, Pens in 5. You heard it here first, folks.
There you go.
Gene, you can get that plug in for your channel real quick before we go off the air here.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me on. Sorry I was late. I was kind of trying to get my review up as well.
That's okay.
But still, thanks for having me on anyway. You guys can check me over on YouTube. BSP Wrestling Show. You guys can check me out. Be doing a ton of videos and stuff. Definitely going to have Dan on my channels very, very soon. I'm thinking of a good video idea, but I'm definitely going to have you on the channel soon, so I can't wait for that.
Yes. All right, Gene, sounds good. And like I said, thank you for joining me for this live review, and thank you for all who tuned into this live review. Enjoyed getting your feedback in the live chat. Remember to leave your comments down below immediately after this review is posted for your thoughts on Extreme Rules 2017. Remember to click my like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel, and be on the lookout for me in my next video, whenever that may be. And that is it, guys, for this live review. Thank you for tuning in, and all I have to say is let's go Pens. Pens in 5, baby. See you guys.